Now to your community focus. Every month we talk live here at 4 with the head of the Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training, Matt Weldon. He joins us live today via Zoom. Director, thanks so much for joining us again.
Thanks for having me back.
It's always helpful when we chat to get a little snapshot of where our unemployment situation looks right now. Where are our numbers today?
It's looking good right now, Brian. Last week, we released the jobs numbers for November, and it's a good time of year to give good news. And so all the indicators that we measure were positive. Unemployment rate down to 5.1%, which was a drop of 0.2 of a point. Jobs were up 2,300 over the month, and 2,100 more people participating in the labor force. We had gains of 300 jobs in accommodation and food services and construction, and 200 jobs in manufacturing. Construction and manufacturing, two industries that have more jobs now than they had pre-pandemic. And regionally, we're very competitive, in fact, leading the way in Southern New England. Massachusetts reported a 5.4% unemployment rate, Connecticut 6%. So Rhode Island is very competitive. We're going to hopefully catch up with the national rate of 4.2% sometime soon in the new year, but things are looking good.
And you're so right. Good news is always welcome right now. Perhaps some more good news. Today, your office announced the unemployment insurance tax rates for the new year, specifically impacting employers. Some would have expected that rate would go up, considering the significant draw on the unemployment trust fund from last year. Not the case, though. Walk us through what employers can expect.
Absolutely. The bottom line is we're holding the line. And so employers had already absorbed an increase in 2021. And that was because you're right, Brian, the use of the fund was astronomical throughout the pandemic. And we paid over $700 million out of that fund, which was very healthy before the pandemic, with about $550 million in it. And as you know, taxes come in and payments go out all the time. But that fund needs to remain positive so that employers can benefit and not have to pay additional taxes. The governor was rightfully concerned this year, saying, we want to be careful with how we treat employers next year. They've already had to shoulder so much throughout this pandemic. So we issued 2 executive orders, which gave us some time to allow the fund to build up a little bit and discretion to use pre-pandemic data on a couple of the points that we make our calculation with, which are going to lead to no tax increases next year for Rhode Island employers. That means that employers will pay the same tax rates and on the same amount of wages that they would usually pay. They're not going to absorb another tax increase. And hopefully, as we continue to open our economy and improve, that won't be a burden going forward.
Something we've been talking with you about for a while now, and access to resources in your department, a new trial phase for a whole new unemployment platform in your office. How many people are involved in the trial? What's the progress on when we might see that used more widely?
So that's probably the thing that we've spoken on in these sessions the most about, and we've affectionately called it the pizza tracker.
Yes.
And I would suggest at this point that a lot of people have ordered pizzas, they're in the oven and they're being delivered. We've had about 500 people use the system so far. About 200 people, or 208 people to be precise, have filed applications. The others have created accounts. We've gotten some good feedback. Basically easier to use, more intuitive. It looks like a modern system. We've also gotten some direct feedback asking us to make a couple of changes, like the way that the calendar tool inputs dates was a little bit confusing, and we're fixing that right now. The point of this beta test was to give us a chance to hear concerns and hear how we should make refinements to make it easy for our customers to use, and we're doing just that. In the first week of January or thereabouts, we're going to open up to another 500 people. We'd love to get about 1,000 people in there to really get as much feedback as possible. And then I would say by the end of January or early February, it'll be rolled out to everyone.
The pizza tracker. We have heard that term a lot. It's great to see it coming through. I like it. We've also talked with you about virtual job fairs over the last several times we've spoken. Do you get much of an indication from employers for someone who's watching this, maybe saying, I never really know if I should participate. I'm looking for a job. Is there a benefit there? Are people landing jobs as a result of those?
So the answer is yes, they are helpful, and they're helpful because we're responsive. We like to hear what works and what doesn't. Just like with the pizza tracker. We've done a number of virtual job fairs throughout the pandemic. We host those through our virtual career center at backtoworkri.com. We engage with employers and we get people signed up for individual slots. So they're not just checking in. They have an actual time to go one-on-one with an employer and have a discussion about opportunities. We also still host in-person job fairs when we can do so in a safe environment. In fact, we had one in November at our Woonsocket Network Rhode Island office. which also doubled as a vaccination clinic. And last time I jokingly referred to it as a job and a jab, and that's where I got my booster shot. And so, it is working. We do see repeat customers quite a bit, meaning the same companies will come back and ask us to do it again. And at that Woonsocket clinic, we had people lined up outside the door ready, waiting to come in the morning, which I thought was a great sign of Rhode Islanders trying to get back to work.
Matt Weldon, the director of the Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training, as always, thanks for joining us at 4, and we look forward to hopefully some more good news in the new year.
Thank you very much.